Hey, what's up? It is DJ. Here are your new mods for Farming Simulator 25 on Wednesday, July 23rd. In total, 27 mods released today. All platforms got 22 new and 1 update. PC Mag players also got 3 new and 1 update as well. And there was another one from yesterday that was new on PC that was released well late into the day. So we will also talk about that as well. That way you don't miss it. Hey, check those timestamps and let's jump right in. Starting off with new ones for all platforms, we have a new American map for Sharon Center, Ohio from Tony Meth and Schultz Modding. You may have heard those guys' names before. This is based on a real location in the heartland of America. The map tries to capture the area of how it used to be before farmland gave way to housing developments. You can enjoy simple farming or use one of the many open areas to place whatever you want down and make it your own. There are 14 fields, which are absolutely insanely large, but the pricing's not too bad on them. 1.5 mil for the largest one, so not too shabby. Of those, you get farmland number 12 down here and farmland 21 right beside each other. So you got your main farm as well as a really big field. There's also 3 farms to purchase around the map with all of the buildings on them, and you can sell those, and there are 0 required mods. So that's awesome. Custom crops by Fens Agrar, Fowls Agrar, field grass, silage, corn, and vetch rye. You also have 2 sell points, your grain mill productions on the map, plenty of areas to build, and free water at the water tower. If you're ever curious if anything's got new crop types, simply go to your crop types that go down below oilseed radish, and you'll be able to find your field grass, silage maize, and vetch rye right there. Here's our starting farm area. Very simple, all things considered, so you are able to take these buildings and delete them if you want and build up your own, or you can leave them as is, or maybe even add some. Quite a few buildings that are in the game just like added with the map, so hey, definitely check those out. A lot in there, man. These are good looking buildings. I believe this is a second farm right here up at the top left hand corner, actually main farm, as we showed right down there at the bottom. With this one, it's going to be purchased with farmland 23, and you do have some fields around you. And here is farmland number 3, which is located just north of the middle. You got farmland 22 here, all with custom buildings on it. Very cool. One of the 2 modders credited on the map, Mr. Tony Meth, also wanted me to give a big shouty outy to Cavalier Trucker Matsy, Veteran Modding, Joe Anders, and Mortar 85 Gaming on their help with the map. Also want to point out the main store, which looks super cool. It's an Agco setup. So on the front here, we've got, White Farm Equipment, New Idea Gleaner, and Sunflower. So we got some stuff there, maybe some hints at what we can expect to see later on. What happened there? Is that rust? That didn't look like rust. And then inside here, we've actually got like an air conditioner. That's pretty cool. And then way over here, we've got the estimated precipitation for Florida in the Northeast. Those guys never get a chance away from rain. Here is your crop calendar from the bottom to the top if you wanted to check that out. No animals on the map, so you will have to put your own down. Plenty of contracts to choose from, and they pay very good, though I do have a contract mod installed, so maybe that has something to do with it. 2 available productions, none owned, so there are no other ones other than those 2. And here are all of your goodies owned in new farmer mode. Next up, we have another map for you. We actually have 3 total today. This one is Daheim. This is a central Germany-based map, and it's got 6 farms. Well, 2 farms and 4 expansions, I guess. 'Tis quite tiny at the end of the day, so if we zoom all the way out, that is a full 1x, 2 kilometer by 2 kilometer. Yeah, so you can kind of see the brown fields on the outside. That is that full square, and this one just kind of takes up a little area in the middle. What do we get in new farmer mode? Well, we've got a farm up here, farmland 32. We also have number 6 over there. We got farm 44 and 43, and 43 actually takes up our farm itself. If we purchase everything, though, we can get a little bit of a better idea of what is what and where is where, including some of the expansion areas around the map. So we've got one of those right here. We've also got another one way over here at the bottom of one of the farms that we own. Down here by 26, we have sheep as well as chickens, and we got horses up here and sheep over here. As for our crop calendar, here is that, so you can take a good look at it. animals, of course, we have quite a bit on this map. We've got our cow pasture in here, as well as a chicken coop, sheep barn, another sheep barn, another cow barn, another cow barn, another chicken coop, another cow barn, and your horse pasture. So plenty there. Nothing showing in contracts because we've purchased all of the land. As far as our productions, we've got quite a few on there, so that is very nice. Cow farm, farm dairy, goat farm, farm dairy, greenhouse 1, and greenhouse number 2. We also have the bakery, dairy, grain mill, sawmill, and tailor shop available for you guys. Of course, our prices for everything, and we have a decent amount of equipment to go for us when it comes to our new farmer mode, which I was extremely impressed with. I mean, I think you're going to be just fine. There's one thing, we do have 7 required mods for you, so you will need to download these in order to play on the map, but I will tell you, none of these are from the map maker themselves. Now we make our way over to vehicles. We have the Case IH Farmall C-Series US and EU edition. This includes engines from 90 horsepower up to 157, a couple different wheel options from Continental, Trelleborg, Michelin, and that is it. So only the 3 there. We do have multiple different wheel setups though, so you can choose what you like. We got front fenders, back fenders, the SMV emblem, tractor triangle as I like to call it. Window tinting, you got that. Oh yeah. Headlight housing, stained or clear. That's a very cool option. I wish more tractors had that. Front mounting, you've got a weight setup, you've even got a front 3-point, and you've got a front loader attacher. Now, the picture for this tractor actually has it with a front loader. It's actually right here smack dab in the middle of your screen. And if you're curious what that is, go into combinations and here you go. You can choose this guy, which is the base game L630, which was added in one of the previous updates. If you're curious how it is compared to the base game version that we've got, well, with that one, we only had an engine option up to 117 horsepower. We did have quite a few wheel brands though, so a little bit more than the mod with the wheel setups, front mount with the 3-point or the weight setups, and the front loader. So we do have a lot more options. Next on our list, we have the CLAAS TRION 665/30 pack. And if it feels like we've seen a CLAAS TRION before, well, we had one yesterday. We now have 3 mods of it. This one's a little bit different though. So this one's got quite a bit less horsepower than the other ones, if I'm honest. So there is that. If we look down at the bottom, between 306 and 408, the other ones have around the 450-ish mark. This one does have 800 liters of fuel, 18 miles per hour, and holds between 9,000 and 12,000 liters of stuff. Wheel brands from Continental and Vredestein, but nothing else. We do have crawler tracks on there, which is very cool. We've got a straw distribution width between 6 and 11, and we've got a pipe from the large to the 3XL version. No headers to go along with this, and it suggests the 6.2 meter in the base game, but I think you could probably go bigger. We've also got the Volvo FH16 South America version, and this is the one that we showed off what feels like a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago now or more. So many customization options, it's absolutely ridiculous, and we have tons of colors as well. Sitting there running out of breath just thinking about it. Goodness gracious. So, unfortunately, we'll be going over everything. I'll tell you what you can change and some of the fun things that you can do with this, like give it, 2 raising axles on a 4-axle setup. So there are some pretty cool stuff that you can do with it. But you can find the full video showing off all of the customization options and everything like that linked down below. So if you want to just see that, definitely go check it out. So with this, we've got multiple different wheel options, as you've been able to see, with different links for your axle. So that is kind of cool. We've also got engines from 420 up to 540 horsepower. Front tires and rear tires can be changed separately. That is really neat. You got a front setup, aero parts, rim design, hub design, wheel bolts. So just 3 options just for your wheels, not to mention the freaking goodness crisis. Mud flaps, antenna horn, chrome appliques. Yeah. Mirrors, exhaust design, mud flap design, front mounting, side skirts, front bumper, internal accessories, sun shield, adjustable front suspension, fuel tank configuration, stickers, additional lights, tire pressure gauge, wheel accessories, indoor LED sign. You've also got light configurations of the colors. Whew. My brain hurts. For those of you that have been waiting on the Brandt dump trailer, it is finally here. I've had so many versions sent from the guys over at RMC that I had to delete a couple of them just to be able to figure out which one was which. Nonetheless, in here on the 1116, you've got a spindle hitch or a gooseneck, so you can go between the two. It holds 8,000 liters. We do have a cover, which could be added and removed, and then you've got your rim colors, which could be changed up however you like. This is actually a super duper cool trailer. I'm absolutely loving it. So just going for some chrome wheels and the gooseneck, and that's it. Oh, of course, we're using the Super Duty with the hot shot. It's my favorite setup, man. So this is cool. So it can be used as a tipper. So if you want to haul around 8,000 liters of wheat, you can do that. If you want to use it as a hauler for equipment, things like that, you could do that. Not only that, the rear ramps, they're not like straight on. So if I were to raise and lower the trailer, that ramp just stays on the ground. Wherever the flat spot is, it stays there. So you're able to move this around, zero issues whatsoever. And of course, it's got straps. So once you got everything ready to go, haul it away to the job site and you're good. I love these trailers so much. It's not the only hauler trailer we got today. We actually have quite a few. We got the motorcycle trailer up next. This is from Carl TG. It holds 1,250 liters, about 1,000. It's going to be fuel, so you are able to carry around some fuel for you. BKT and Nokian tire setups, and we got some color options and even a plate. Because I am obsessed with the little electric Skoda, we're going to go for that. Let's unfold our ramp. Oh yeah, brum, brum. Hey, we'll get this. I am not going to be able to get this up on this trailer first try. Ooh, first person actually helps a lot. Oh, that is nice. First try, baby. Turn it off. We'll hop back in here, unfold, strap it down. We're good to go. As a matter of fact, you could probably fit a couple of the motorcycles on here if you really wanted to, but just make sure you strap it down or else it'll fall off. And another hauler, the Boeckmann AT 40, 19, 27, 36, 45, 54, 73. Some of those numbers were not included in the mod and I got it carried away. I'm still not sorry though. You could add a floor on there if you would like to. You got tension belts, which are automatic or regular tension belts. Automatic just simply means when you drive something on there, it stays until you yourself move it. You can change a few things up with the rim colors, but it's only going to be the outside of the rim. For some reason, it is not the interior of the rim. So be ready for that. Now we're going to make our way over to tools. We have quite a few tools today. Nothing too wild and crazy, but we do have a good amount. So this is the GeringHoff NorthStar pack. This is going to include corn and sunflower headers in a 9-meter variant, 12, 15, and 18. Yeah. You've got a double PTO or single PTO. And if we compare that with what we already have, we've got a 9-meter and 13-meter. We can change up the colors, but no PTO changes. And looks like this one can't even be folded up. So this pack really gives us the freedom to kind of do things kind of the way that we want to, and a little bit bigger setup as well. Oh, very cool. If red is more your thing in the case branding setup, well, we got you there. The Case IH 2412, 3412 corn headers. On here, 9 meters, 6 mile an hour working speed, and we could change it up between the 0306 version. Here is the 0708 version, which changes up the sticker on the side, and we also have the 08 through 13 version, which changes up the stickers on the very front. We're actually not done yet because we have more from Hispano-Modding. I think these are some conversions. We have the Helianthus pack. So sunflowers only on here. We've got a 5.7 or 12 meter headers on there. We do have color options. So if you are like me and you like to change things up to some different colors, you can easily do that. Maybe don't do that one, but you could do what you want. And we also have header trailers for both of these. The next one on our list is the JM Extended Reach Plus GPS. That is right, we have a GPS with this. What this does is it basically gives your tractor a GPS signal to be able to follow along with, which is nice. You can use that with karting. So it kind of makes things a little bit easier. If you would like to do that, you can line up right beside your combine and just go straight. It'll also work with other stuff too, so if you got something that needs a GPS, well, that will work with that as well. So you may want to get this mod just for the GPS. There's actually quite a few mods that do this now, but this one is pretty darn cool. So what's different about this thing? Well, they've gone into detail in the mod description. So track options, which if we jump into configuration, crawler track, there we go. The crawler track now operates on its own axis independently from the body of the grain bed, which is very cool. We also have EU and US setups, and that's going to be around for the hitch in the front. We've also got a US number 2 option there as well. There is a scale set, so if you wanted to use that, you can easily add that in. Trying to figure out where in the world that's going to add over here. Aha, to the side. So that should give us a realistic setup for that. The ability to unload from the grain door. So if you would prefer to unload from the grain door, I believe around towards the bottom instead of out the auger, you could do that, making this extremely valuable to have on your farm, especially at 41,400 meters or meter cubed. It's 41,000 liters, whatever. Pipe animation's been adjusted and must now be unfolded from the storage or transport state. That's kind of cool. And of course, as we mentioned, the GPS. So let's set it up. So this could be a little tricky, but this is the spot right here where I've been able to get it to go. So definitely be careful about where you put it. But yeah, right there-ish, right about the sticker. That seems to be a good spot. Click it, and it will move up and go right here. So unfortunately, no, we're not going to be able to use this with anything else. So I know this is a grass field, so it's really not going to be the best way to show this off. But if we go in here, you can see it's in 3-meter increments right now. I think that's probably pretty good. And you can just follow along, set your cruise, and unfold. This may be really helpful for multiplayer as well. It's a pretty cool mod. I like that. Next one on our list, the Bergmann GTW 430 model year 21. This auger wagon holds 43,000 liters, 300 horsepower is required on it. Weighs 10.7 tons. You got a trailer board, a Michelin, a Midas, a BKT, and Vodastan tires. And a main color, chassis, and rim color. Plenty to go there. Another conversion mod from Shedominium, the Bednar Terraland. This base game, what was it? Farm Sim 19, I think? 22, somewhere around there. Nonetheless, it is a subsoiler which will also fertilize. Holds between 3,000 and 30,000 liters of solid fertilizer, making this very, very unique. 500 horsepower is required on it. It's got a 6-meter working with 9 miles an hour. And one of the coolest things is because it's a mod, we could change up our colors on it. So again, if you're like me, as always, yada, 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 you can change the colors. So if you wanted to do that, you could easily do it. Let's not do that color. And then a rim color of light gray. There you go. It's case. Another mod from Hispano. We have the Quicke Q3M and Q5M. These are going to be front loaders. They kind of fill in those gaps. We do have the Q, I think it's the 4 and the 6 base game. So that is kind of nice. I think we've gotten a couple mods very similar to this or exactly like this already. So it may not be the first ones in those classes. I remember talking about them beforehand. But we can change up the colors, which makes things nice. So now we're into placeables, and we have an OMG moment here for this mod. This is from Biggins. Biggins is known for making some pretty cool stuff, and this is called The One Production. Oh my goodness. It's got an interior. Not only that, it's got doors everywhere and a big door there. Some cool stuff going on inside. It's kind of got a little bit of everything, but that's not it. It's really the outside that is the cool stuff. So this has internal storage for 2,000 pallets, and the pallets that this production makes goes into that. So that is very, very cool. Let's jump in here. It also works as a silo. So you kind of have like a one in, one out kind of thing when it comes to different productions. So that is very cool. You may see you've got barley flour, buffalo milk, does 49 different productions, including a few of Mr. Biggins' others' mods. So that is kind of cool. All kinds of stuff, smoker pellets if you need them. So cool. Tons of stuff. Absolutely tons of stuff. Here's the inputs for all of the goodies, and you have an output thingy as well at the top. Again, you can use this as a silo because it has inputs, or ins and outs rather. So we go down to outputs. So this is everything that you can take out of it, and that includes all of this stuff through here. Super cool. Not only that, you're also able to store your bales and pallets in here too. So if you wanted to do that, you could store your own. You don't have to rely on the ones that are produced by the production itself. And when you're ready to get them out, it works like a normal pallet bed. So you click this and you just get out the ones that you want right then. And you don't have to just, spawn every single one. Oh yeah, and there's solar panels on the roof. $720 a month. Not bad. Oh yeah, and did I mention it's got a place for logs too? Yep. You could actually bring around either whole logs or parts of them and add them into the building process and turn them into wood chips or further process. This is an insane mod. This is just like everything all at once. Another very cool mod, the Shedominium with workshop. This is from Patty and Icos. This serves as a multitude of different things. So it has a place to change clothes. It's got a sleeping trigger inside. It's got a workshop trigger. You could change up the colors on it, including the roof setup for, well, without editing. It's kind of neat, actually. And there's 3 humongo doors on it. So we have one set that is a drive-through, which I'm currently opening up right now. We'll sneak in. This is the drive-through portion of that. And if we go to the other side, this humongo door opens up into the workshop. So you're able to work on everything over here. If we come in the front door, then we'd have a place to change clothes, to get our little sleep on. And if we swing them around right here, this changes up the roof. So the roof was white when we looked at it. Now it is red, so you can make the whole thing change up if you wanted to. Click that, and it goes back to it. Man! And the last one we're going to show in the game is the Farm Road, a placeable section road for your farm. It is a 3D object, kind of the way roads used to be done back in like Farm Sim 19. Sometimes you would see roads like this on maps, not so much anymore, since everything just kind of goes with the flows, if you know what I mean. This could be found in your decorations. There's only one of them. And so you wonder, well, how did I do like that? Well, I simply just put a couple of them together, if I'm honest. What I'm able to do is line up and then kind of scoot them together until they stop looking like 2 different ones. About there looks good. And over here, yeah, about right there, that looks pretty good too. Not too shabby. Now, that's what it looks like here on just kind of regular flat ground. But what would it look like over here on your farm area? So let's say if we wanted to do this, we could easily put something together. Overlaps with another object. My face. Bam! There you go. Another one. Bam! And another one. And so on and so forth. Well, it would look like this. Now, I highly recommend to bring up the ground around it, and you may even want to put down the road before doing anything else. Maybe put the road down, then kind of bring up some areas around. But, you know what? Not a bad way to set it up. Plus, with this being a multitude of different ones, and it just looks like one road, it's not too shabby. Rounding out the new ones for all platforms today, we have the old Swedish Cow Barn. Typical Swedish Cow Barn that has 22 animals. There are 2 different versions of the building, one with the plastered and this one with the bricks. Also possible to install solar panels on it, and it's going to cost you $60,000 at $40 a day. Next one's the Old American Shed. This is an Icos mod. It's an American open shed where you could store your vehicles, crops, and it even has auto loading for bales, big bags, and pallets. Be found in sheds of storage. Its capacity of 200. It's going to cost you $8,000 with a $1 per day price tag. Next to last, Eifel Farm, a collection of smaller buildings. As you can see, 50 grand for each, and one of them even has auto loading for bales, which is very, very cool. High price tag per day though, $60. And lastly, we have the Old American Farmhouse, which for some reason some of the screenshots aren't loading on this one. You can find it in farmhouses. You could change up the color on it if you would like. It's going to cost you $12,000, $5 per day. No interior. Only one update today for all platforms. You got the Pavelli RAT Pack version 1.0.2, added automatic loading for small square bells and cotton bells, and added rear attachment point and its configuration. Jumping over to our new ones for PC and Mac players, and we have a new map for you, Arkansas 4X. This is from Samuel Batista Modding. We actually talked about American of Arkansas this morning in Farm Sim News. But this is a different map, I believe. This is the 4X version of that. They do say this is the largest rice producer in the USA, so that's kind of neat in the mod description anyway. I don't know if that's true or not. I would assume so. Maps based on real location in the state of Arkansas. Adapted for Farm Sim 25 for you guys with vast plains. You find large fields with no surrounding trees, allowing you to work more freely, expanding your land, or building new rice fields as you wish. Player starts with 4 rice fields, which are going to be right about there. They are absolutely massive, and they are ready to be collected. Also, there is a harvested grass pasture containing silage bales ready to be collected. That's kind of neat. I'm assuming that's right here. There's no number on it, but it actually comes with farmland 51. Or not. The grass field's ready to be harvested, but I haven't been able to find any silage set up, city silage bales to be picked up. We do have absolutely massive rice fields, so these are long grain rice, not regular rice, so we need a regular combine harvester to pick them up. So that's, I will say this, kind of nice, makes things a little bit easier. There's at least 3 farms built into the map. Of course, we have the main one that we just looked at. We've also got this one right here, which is down just at the bottom left-hand side of the map. Looks like we got silos, silage, big shed, pretty much everything that's on the main farm. And the other one, the third, is right here in town. So very cool indeed. In total, our map has 74 fields, 65 arable fields for crop farming. To access farmland number 2, you must access farmland or buy field 44. To access farm 3, you must purchase field 10. There are 7 forestry areas, 1 grass field. To access the BGA, you must purchase field 66. That is right smack dab right there. And you've got 3 selling points, including a mission to build the Grain Elevator Museum. That's kind of neat. It's located, I believe, right there. Yep, there you go. 8 production points, forklift available at the shop, fertilizer, seed, lime, and fuel tanks are available. Very cool indeed. A very large map, a large flat map, but at least it's not boring. It could have easily been boring. Here's the entire map purchase, so you can buy the entire outside of the map. Here is your crop calendar. If you're curious, looks pretty base to me. We do have 3 animal pens. You've got a large cow barn, and a large cow barn. I know you like seeing that. No contracts here, so because we've owned everything, we now own the BGA as well, but we've got a bunch of other things as well. So all of these are going to be separate, and this is the only thing that you get whenever you buy the land around it. And then we could take a look at everything in new farmer mode for our vehicles and equipment, and it is an absolute massive amount of equipment and tools, so you are going to be set to go. Oh yeah, and no required mods. Next over for PC and Mac players, got the Camara straw bale semi-trailer, and that was a very cool mod. It would be nice to see this one on consoles as well. However, Camara is not a licensed brand, but good news is most of the Calaruga modding stuff comes to consoles later on. So still watching console players, keep an eye out for that. Nonetheless, for PC players, we do have a couple extensions for the front, including none if you wanted those. We've also got the chassis color, which can be changed up. Now, it's not really the chassis color so much as the warning stripe. So there's that. And then you've got your design, so you can change that up. And we also have the rim color, which could be changed. We do have some ramps on the very back, so if you unfold, those will go there. They also fold away, but I'm not quite sure where they go. And we got straps the entire length of the top. Next one's going to be the sauce and mushroom production. This is actually the last new one for PC Mac players today, but not the last one that we're going to look at. This is very interesting. It's got a changelog. The release was version 1001. However, no user ratings. Therefore, I don't believe that this has been released before. And I'm a little bit curious because most productions are all platforms. So, couldn't really tell you much about that one. Let's jump in and take a look at it. Nothing here stands out to me. Maybe you know. So we have a lot of different inputs here, of course, so that is nice. All of those are base game though, so that is what that is. Then you've got your canned oyster mushrooms, tomatoes, enoki mushrooms and oil, mushroom pate, tomato pulp, tomato puree, and tomato sauce. Yeah, it exists. I mean, that's pretty cool. Check it out. And we have the Corne trailer pack, or Corne. I don't know how to say that. C-O-R-N-E. I don't know. I talked about this in the news video this morning. So Mount 26, this was the branded version of the Lizard trailer pack that we got yesterday. So I figured we would get this. It's just really super late in the day. You've got extensions on here, which can be added if you would like. However, I'll be honest with you, it looks like it's just changed up the ribbing and not really the capacity options, even though it does say 12 to 21,000. Must be quite a few different ones to go through. A couple different trailers to choose from, so that is, you know, nice to see. Very cool. There we go. We got to go through a couple different things. So, find your way through. 26,000. Noise. Wheel options, you got your Continental and your Trelleborg, your Michelin, your BKT, and your Vertestein. We have structural ribbing, front setup, hitch damping, window, and warning signs. You also have colors for everything, making that very, very cool. Although it is a very limited color palette, it is true to the brand, so I can appreciate it. And lastly, today you've got an update for PC and Mac players. The Peecon LR290 rollers be version 1.1. Remove the unneeded soil effect. And there it is. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Hope you enjoyed this one. Drop a like, get subscribed if you are new, and join the GeringHoff fam. Double check those notifications. That way you never miss videos like this one. We got some good stuff from earlier today, so definitely go check out the Farm Some News vid. Otherwise, have an awesome day. We'll see you in the next one.